Hello everyone and welcome back to today's showcase on Dark Souls 3. So, going down the weapon list, and I think there's a couple battle axes left to go over. Yes. Now, I had to put this one through a couple of speech programs to pronounce the name right, because everyone I ask says I'm wrong. And I'm probably going to be wrong here. But oh well, I'll just butcher the name anyway. Today's weapon is Eleonora. That's the pronunciation I'm going to give it. That's the pronunciation I'm going to get in this video. Doesn't matter how you say it, someone always thinks you're wrong. Now, the description for the weapon reads, a strange weapon with a strange name, found among malformed inhabitants of the profane capital. The profane plane was triggered by the curse of these women, relatives to a certain oracle. But despite their culpability, I can't pronounce that word right. They went living without any cares. Huh. You got a unique skill here, the Feast Bell. Hold up the axe and wave and emit a solemn chime to temporarily make the weapon lacerating, to restore HP for each hit, which sounds wonderful if it works correctly and good. We shall see about that. So definitely props for having a truly unique special. Even though his weapon doesn't look that extravagant, it looks like any other battle axe. Which is directly my point in terms of what it looks like. And visually, it's the standard battle axe, the two-headed pretty much axe. Now, bringing up a pretty plain picture of one, they came in many shapes, many forms. The battle axe had many useful applications. Not only was it a tool for chopping down wood during, sieges and that, and setting up defenses, it was also a viable weapon. Though the axe head was never really that sharp, it didn't need to be. It was more of a blunt weapon. Just the force of the weapon around brought upon someone either break bones or, and if they didn't have armor, could sever a limb. But they weren't that sharp enough, but they didn't have to go through armor either, because they just break your bones underneath the armor. This weapon easily reflects that. The spike on the end is pretty useless, because I don't see why anyone would jab this weapon. It's too front heavy off the top to actually jab with it, but oh well, aesthetics aside, pretty nice looking. Coming on to the stats of the Eleonora, physically, we actually got a lot of physical coming out of this weapon. More than I would figure of something a weapon of its size. We've got an extra 56 on the plain damage, and even the bonus damage is not bad. I would expect better for a weapon that puts out this much physical, but whatever. Going on to achievement bonus, we got a D for strength and E for dexterity. Not sure why dexterity is there. Not sure at all. The true requirement, you need 20 strength to swing this, and 8 dexterity for some reason. Again, don't know why dexterity is even there. Don't really need dexterity to swing an axe. You mostly need strength. Moving on to the special move, the Feast Bell. It costs a rough point of 24 FP. No more. No follow-up. And the weight of the weapon isn't too terribly bad. It's 6.5. It's not bad for a small weapon of its, a medium-sized weapon of its size. Yeah, so overall, pretty alright so far. For the animations of the Eleonora, we can see you get the plain axe swing, although you still swing it just as fast as a hatchet, which is a little strange. And you get the power attack, which you take the weapon and shove it into the ground heavily. It was strange with the hatchet, but with this weapon it made sense. Two-handed attack is pretty much the same quick swing, just two-handed version. Two-handed power attack, well, you got the same ground slam, just with a little more force. And the special is... oh, it's an actual bell. How tacky. Well, doesn't look any visually different. Yeah. Nothing visually different about the weapon at all, despite ringing the bell twice with a feast to begin. The sprint attack's a quick chop. So for the upgrade of this weapon, it does take Tate Knight's scale for some odd reason. It's not from a boss, you find this, but whatever. You get a lot of damage per upgrade. Yes, definitely a lot of damage, and the bonus also goes up quite high as well. But the true bonus... the strength didn't change at all, and dexterity went from E to D for the last upgrade. That sucks. However, due to its Tate Knight scale reinforcement, it cannot be infused with gems, unfortunately. So, how does this weapon perform? Well, well, I expected to form as well as any other axe, but hopefully that lifesteal will be a little bit better. Now, you can see the backstab is almost 600 damage, which is plenty. A lot indeed. Kind of what I expected from a hammer. Now, I'm going to swing this axe, see what it does against known armor targets. You can see here that it does plenty of damage. Now, I did a second round, got myself intentionally hurt. Let's ring the bell. So tacky. Okay, let's see. Oh wow. Ooh. Reminds me of... Wow, look at that health regeneration. Reminds me of Bloodborne's amount of blood regeneration. That's actually really, really good. Alright, with that tested, let's try getting to the buddy's shield here. Alright. I guess still works. And we got through in 2 heads. So laceration even works through his shield. This is pretty awesome, actually. Alright, we don't need to test that anymore. But against the Gorgal, well, it does plenty of damage. That's a given. But I don't think I can get through its shield. I didn't try in this clip, but in the other clips, I simply could not get through the shield. But that was a short battle, so that's why I chose that clip. Now, moving on to the Black Knight. Well, I should foresee no extra problems with this weapon versus the Black Knights. It has more enough, it's not impacted by armor. It pretty much does heavy damage regardless. Let's see, a backstab. Does roughly 125, or 525, sorry, damage, which is plenty. Moving on to the pros and cons of the Eleonora. The pros? Well, that special lifesteal is quite effective actually. A lot more lifestealing than I thought it would do. It's actually an incredibly nimble axe. It swings very quickly as if it was a hatchet. So you wouldn't expect this run to be nimble. And it has a good heavy damage output. Plenty of damage being outputted from this weapon. It can get through small, medium-sized shields pretty damn easily. And those are the pros. Going on to the cons, however, first and foremost, weapon cannot be infused, given that Titanite scale infusion. And there isn't really any other cons to really speak of this weapon. Well, at least, no. I got nothing. There's no true other cons with this weapon, which is nice. Moving on to the score for the Eleonora. Damage, gets 8 out of 10. It's got plenty of damage. It's not affected by armor either. Reach gets 5 out of 10. It's no longer than any other longsword. Animation gets 5 out of 10, even though it had used most of the animations from the axe set. However, it is the only one with that special. That's a guarantee. I don't think any other weapon rings a bell. Bonus though gets only 4 out of 10. It wasn't particularly that great. It's lower than I expected for a weapon with this damage output. But still at least good enough. Miscellaneous gets 6 out of 10. For how well designed like a double-headed battle axe and all the lifesteal, it's pretty darn nice. It would be higher if it wasn't for the Titanite scale for some reason, you know, that has to be thrown in there. Don't know why it's Titanite scale though, that's the expensive stuff. So in total, the Eleonora gets 28 out of 50, which is good. It's clearly a very good axe, probably one of the best in terms of these short, small axes. Well, I wouldn't call this small. So, overall, the Eleonora is actually pretty pleasing. Definitely doesn't really shine when you really hold it, not until you ring the bell and feast upon your enemies. So tacky, but incredibly useful. In terms of lifesteal, this is probably one of the best axes, because they actually lasted longer than 15 seconds, and you did a good job with it too. And plenty of damage to boot. But hey, that's been showcased for today. I thank everyone here for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there.